think so.
Yes, sir. Okay. Everybody has audio?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Troy Lane, Troylane. I'd like to thank everybody for coming today. I want to talk to you about something that was brought to our attention this morning about 10:30, 11 o'clock. We started receiving numerous references and phone calls about a possible active shooter on our campus. Information had been received mostly via social media regarding an event that was planned for today at noon at our student union. Obviously, I assigned this to our investigators, who began very quickly going back to the source of this information to investigate and find out what happened. Because this is the second such event that's really caused some commotion on our campus in the last couple of weeks, I decided I wanted to make sure and reach out to the media in particular to help us kind of educate our campus and see how social media has a very powerful effect, good or bad, and how these things can be blown way out of proportion. So I kind of want to walk you through what we found today. I had to write it down because it's fairly convoluted, a lot of moving pieces. So I'm going to refer to these people not by their name, but by subject A, who lives here in Knoxville, goes to UT, was talking to subject B, who lives some 150 miles from here, via Snapchat. They were talking about a cartoon, an adult cartoon on TV that referenced shootings on a campus, and they started to speculate amongst themselves who they might know that could do something like that. They concluded their conversation, and subject B, who lives in the same town as subject C, contacted subject C, I believe, via text message, and started to talk about the conversation that she and subject A had earlier. Subject B, who has a friend here at UT Knoxville, then texted subject D and told subject D about the conversation between these other two people about the shooter here. Embellished the story to include a date, time, and location, the student union at noon today. Subject D obviously was very concerned about this, and we want people to be concerned about that kind of talk and to let people know. But instead of calling us, texted a bunch of his friends, and as you can imagine with social media, from there it just expands. So by the time we actually received the information at 10:30 or 11 this morning, it had been viral and had gone all over our campus. So we finally started getting phone calls, and that's what we want. We want to emphasize that people need to call us when they have information, that see something, say something, that we always talk about, but we need that to come from the people with the immediate information. Unfortunately, what happens is they communicate with their friends who embellish just a little bit of detail, and the story grows from there. And that's what happened here. Right now, we're working with another agency about 150 miles from here. They're going to go talk to subject B and subject C for us, just to make sure there's nothing more to this story than kind of a joke gone bad. But again, we need to emphasize that this information needs to be brought immediately to our attention. We will take it very seriously, as we did today, and we have good trained investigators that will look into this. Active shooting is foremost on everyone's mind these days. Look around our country and we know that it's very important to us. This is something we train on actively every year. In fact, we'll have a 3-day exercise in May that's concentrated around an active shooter response scenario here on our campus. But that's something that my department trains on every year, is active shooter response. Again, though, we got to emphasize that see something, say something. It doesn't mean see something, say something to 50 of your friends. It means see something, say something to the police. We're the only ones that can respond to this issue, and we need to be notified as soon as possible. And with that, I will answer any questions you might have.
Do you have mechanisms in place where you tweet stuff out to sort of prevent this if it does go wild? You can do the official, okay, people, this is the fact.
Yeah, and there was confusion, particularly with an issue we've had recently about why we don't send out our safety notices. We reserve those safety notices for real, credible information that we think affects our campus. These rumors and speculations are not real. and therefore we don't use that mechanism, but we do count on our social media. So our Facebook page, our Twitter page, you can always connect with us there, and we will let you know if we have information that we can corroborate or not unsubstantiate. So,
can you say where the you said 150 miles away? Can you say where that was?
Since they're still actively investigating it on their end, I'd prefer not to say where.
Okay, so this had nothing to do with the threat at the University of Texas today?
No.
Okay, I just thought that might be the case since
Must be a
both
complete
UT.
coincidence.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless it's very possible that someone said UT and it spread over to UT Texas.
Right.
And they took it as seriously as we did.
Well, somebody got arrested in that case, so I think that was a bit of a different
situation.
situation. Was any part of the campus placed on lockdown due to the false rumors?
No.
Okay.
We'll only take those extreme steps if we have corroborated information that we need to do something.
At what point do we go from a hypothetical in this process to something that the people on the receiving end of these messages thought was a credible threat?
Well, I think anytime you receive information in this regard, when you don't know who it is on the other end, you have to take it seriously. And we encourage, and obviously a lot of people heeded our encouragement to let us know when they heard something. We should have known about it sooner. We probably could have avoided all this.
Are there any consequences for any folks that were involved from UT's perspective?
Once we wrap this up and figure out who said what exactly and how it all went down, we'll contact our county attorney to see if there would be any charges.
So to be clear, there was 2 people in Knoxville and then 2 people in this place 150 miles away, and those are the 4 main players who are thought to have originated the rumor that then spread through social media and messages.
That's correct.
Okay.
So in the future, and when students do have questions of what's going on, and it may be social media rumors, what is your advice, first place to go for them to check?
Contact us. Make sure you're safe. If you feel unsafe,